Hello, this is Brad and him back. We're gonna do a movie review of I Was a Teenage Zombie, which I bought during this weekend. It's a cheesy horror movie because it says on the title right there, horror comedy. It's pretty funny. It starts out these kids are looking for weed for a party for the school trip, and this one guy want to ask this one popular girl. He don't think he'll have a chance to date her, and he has four friends. One's like a sort of like dumb. The kid they beat on, and he's dating a clumsy girl who's friend with a violent girl. One of the guys is like a nerd type guy, so they couldn't find weed, and this one guy messed up. I forget what his name is. Who lost the weed to this gang. Then he's gonna try to sell some of this bad weed that was radiation. So one of the kids bought the weed, and turns out it was bad. So he went to get his money back. Got his butt whooped. So him and these guys and this motorcycle guy named Bird, they went after him. He slipped on a banana peel. The guy slipped on a banana peel. They thought that killed him. They were from the river, which turned out had radioactive stuff in it. And so then so he came back to, he wasn't really dead. They just knocked him out. Then this this kid took a baseball bat, and somehow he turned out in a like a he's like a there's like it sounded like it was actually in a stadium, an announcer and stuff. They hit the guy, and they decided from the river. Then it turns out the river was radioactive, so he came back to life as a zombie. He saw himself green, and it says in the back here that is the walking mass of kinetic energy. That's what the one guy hypothesized about the zombie. Because first Bird gets his tongue ripped off by the zombie, then the nerd guy and the violent girl was gonna have sex in that car. The zombie guy came out of the water, and he was like eating like a fish or an eel or something. And he pulled the girl out of the car and started having his way with her on top of the hood of the car. Then he grabbed her legs and put them right to the right here, and her head's broken in her, and she's screaming. And he's like doing all the weird sounds and stuff. Then he's told his friends that he's alive, and they fossilize. So what happens is they try to kill him, and of course this one guy gets killed, and they throw him in the river, and he comes back to life, a zombie. So we're gonna use him to kill the other zombie, but before that, he killed the kid that's basically dumb. He tried to start the car the wrong way. Instead of going like this, he's going like this. Couldn't get it started. He said, "Turn it the other way." And he was in the back seat. Who said that? The weed man. He had like a thing of grass in his hand. He put it in the kid's mouth. Then he started tearing off his face. You can tell it's a fake. But oh man, when you see he violently rips off the face of that one kid. It's like horrible. Like oh man. Then a clumsy girl runs all the way through the street dance, and so the zombie fun of these three kids act like the Three Stooges. They hid behind a banner and they poked their heads out through it. Then the other zombie popped out. And he's like, he was surprised that the other kid was a zombie, and they start fighting. And the girl who he wanted to date. He scared her off during the movie because he didn't want the girl to see her like that as a zombie. So the girl showed up to the other zombie, or the drug dealer zombie. He grabbed her, slammed her head against the wall. I think killed her. Then the zombie cut off his head. Then you see his head on a punch table. It's funny. The head first was between his friends. And they put playing catch with it. Then they threw it and lined on a table. They walked over with a machete and cut it in half, and you see his brain on each side throbbing, and you see where the jaw is and stuff in there. It's like, oh god, it's like weird movie. It's funny too. There's some funny moments. I think Kudler did he was doing reenactments of his favorite scenes. One of the themes I think is from this movie. Is he's like, why does he want to kill us? Because we killed him, stupid. I think something like around along the lines of that. It's a great cheesy movie. This movie came out in what was it, 1987 it says. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, that's it for the movie review. Stay tuned for the next one.